Alright guys, what's up? It's Astro here, coming with just with some Tekken stuff. I wanted to start this series, actually. This is going to be a series, by the way. I wanted to start this for people that are looking to get into Tekken, that don't necessarily know the frames or know where to start in terms of what to look for in their character. I'm kind of just took the liberty to go through all the moves of the character's move list, and with the frame data that you see right here, we can take a look into what the character's good moves are, knockdowns, what their Oki situation's looking like, their frame data, pretty much essentially where they're punishable, where they're safe, and etc. Yeah, so we're just gonna get started with Leroy, who is public enemy number 1 of season 3, pretty much. Very strong character, has a lot of things going the right way for him, and I think that he's probably one of the best characters in the game, if not the best character in the game. So we'll start with his jabs. They're obviously 10 frames fast and 12 frames fast. But getting into the strings, you got 1-1, 1 plus 2-1. Bow. Okay. As you can see on block, -16. But easily counter hit confirmable. If the second hit counter hits, the whole thing's guaranteed. I believe it's like the first one counter hits, right? Yeah. So the first one counter hits, the whole string guaranteed, and it's not that hard to see if this counter hits either, so you have a bunch of time to input the 1 plus 2-1. So keeping that in mind, and just remember -16 on block. So if you see it and you block it, you can punish, and if you see that it doesn't connect and you're playing Leroy, stop right here, because this is safe. Okay, next we'll move into 1-2-4. Boom. This is a go-to 10-frame punish. At least in my opinion, I believe this would be the best go-to 10-frame punish. Natural combo goes into Hermit Stance at +3, and it is 27 damage. 27 damage. Puts him in a Hermit Stance, which has a lot of options. We'll talk about those options a little bit later. There's a lot of strong options out of this stance. It's one of the best stances in the game. Moving then into 2-2. This is his 12-frame punish. 30 damage, leaves you +7 on hit. Only -7 on block. I believe this is a good move. We got pretty decent range for a jab, so you can punish from a decent way away. I believe it's around the 1.7 area, and I think that's where the range is, because once you start getting into the 1.8s and the 2s, 1.8, yeah, it hits, and I believe it's like at 2 it whiffs like slightly. Oh, it still hits. Okay, so yeah, so about 2 range. Yeah, really good range on the jab. Okay, and then we will go into more of this. This is Leroy has a lot of strings that are delayable. This is going to be very common thing for this, and a lot of those delayable strings are going to counter hit launch. So for his 2-1-2-1, which is pretty much his go-to, well, at least go-to wall combo, besides another string that we'll get into later. If the second hit is a counter hit, if the second hit is a counter hit, it leads into the third hit. And if the third hit is a counter hit, it leads into the third hit's counter hit, it goes into the fourth. And if the fourth hit counter hits, it launches. That was a lot, I know, but if you can see, boop, 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 boop. If I counter hit the, oops, let me shoot real quick. If I counter hit the second button, the whole thing's guaranteed. And if you counter hit the fourth button, it launches. So this string is, like I said before, it is very delayable. The third and fourth hit are delayable, which you can use to your advantage. And this string after the first hit it's high mid, as you just saw. So if you delay it, obviously they could step it, but I believe if you let this off in rapid succession, there is no chance to step. So this is a strong tool for him. You can use it. It's -13 on block, but it is delayable, and it's safe at this point. I believe the third hit, yes, the third hit is safe, so you don't have to finish the string, and because it is delayable, you can see if you hit this hit and then connect to the fourth hit. Okay, next is his 3-3. Leroy's 3-3 is it's a really good range, hits from about the 2.3 area, a little bit inside 2.3, so 2.2. Strong, low mid, or mid low. Does 31 damage. It is -14 on hit, but it is a knockdown on a counter hit as well, as as in typical Leroy fashion. Knockdown on a counter hit. So it is also, this is another one of those delay. It's hit confirmable. Hit confirmable. And minus 14 as you just saw right there. I want to make sure we get that in there. Pretty much, it's a natural combo, no counter hit necessary. Really good poke, really strong. And I think that it's I use this button, I use this string a lot when I was playing him early on. This is very strong poke. So now moving into 1+2, 1+2, 1. Bow. It's a knockdown on normal hit, as you guys saw on the left side. It does 56 damage. 56 damage. This is very, very, very good. It's very good. It's a 14 frame punish. This is a lot of damage for being minus 14. I believe it is minus 17 on block though. So this on block is pretty much death, but you're not. But I'm pretty sure after the first two, it's safe. Yes, it's only minus 9 after the first two. So if you finish it, you're minus 17. But if you don't, you're only minus 9. So this character, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So it's something to keep in mind. Using it in neutral isn't really advised, but it is something you can do should you wish to. Now we're gonna start getting into the hermit stance that I was talking about before. Out of 1, 2, 4. There's a couple other strings that put you into it, but we'll get into those a little bit later. I just kind of want to go over the hermit stance right now. It has a lot of strong options. Starting with hermit stance 1. This tracks really well to his left, to Leroy's left, that is. Does 34 damage on hit, or 17 damage on hit. Leaves you +4. It's safe on block, and tracks to his left. This is pretty much all there is about this move. It knocks down on counter hit as well, and it leaves it's a close knockdown on counter hit, so you're still right in their face. But other than that, that's really all there is about it. It's just a really solid move that you can use at a hermit stance. Pretty much it. But there are better options. Now, looking into his 2-1. This is a natural combo. Knocks down on normal hit. On counter hit, it is a launcher. On the if the second hit counter hits, it is a launcher. I just need a macro button, all 4 buttons. There we go. Oh, my bad. Bow. Okay, perfect. There we go. So counter hit launcher, crumple stun. We love those. And it is also delayable by quite a bit. So it's not hit confirmable, as you can see, for the most part. But but you can hold this to max delay. Okay, next we're going to move into some of the mix-ups out of Hermit stance, which one would be 3-4, Hermit 3-4. This is 24 damage, neutral on hit, and it is minus 15 on block. So this is punishable on block, but it's a low mid, so unseeable low in the mid. So if they block this, they deserve the punish. To be honest with you. This is good. This is really good to use for mix-ups when you mix it with the next string we're going to talk about, which is 4 1+2. This is a natural combo, knockdown on normal hit, and it gives you a pretty high wall spot actually. If you are close to the wall, get over there, Leroy, my boy. Well, if you're close to the wall. If you're a little bit further away, it would have popped them up higher. But yes, natural combo. 38 damage, knockdown on hit, good to mix up with 3-4. Pretty much, this is pretty much your high-low mix-up or your mid-low mix-up. Those two, they both come out pretty fast, decent speed. This comes out in 11 frames, and then the low comes out in 16. So keep that in mind. Both of these are punishable. Remember that 3-4 is minus 15, and 4 1+2 is minus 14. Okay. Now Hermit stance 1+2. This move right here, very fast. It's a fast mid that wall bounce is 15 frames, so it's a wall bounce. This is a wall bounce at a Hermit stance. It is minus 10 on block. Yes, minus 10 on block, And that's pretty much all there is about this one. It's just a 15 frame startup, mid, wall bounce. But at the wall, that can be scary considering that he has all these other options that he can hit you with. And we'll talk a little bit more about those next. The next one would be Hermit Stance, forward 4. Bow. It's a slower startup move. Not that slow though. But is a mid launcher on natural hit. On normal hit, I'm sorry, natural hit. On normal hit is a mid launcher that low crushes. You can see he does jump off the ground, so this will low crush a lot. I think I've dodged like 3 health sweeps, I've dodged 3 health sweeps with this and a snake edge, so it gets the job done. Really good for if you predict the low and you want to get a low crush move out of Hermit Stance. It's good. Next, we will go into Hermit Stance back 1. This move is +7 on hit, and +4 on block. +4 on block, and it forces them to recover in crouch. It doesn't force them to recover in crouch. That's a different one. But this move is very strong. It tracks really hard to his left. Tracks super hard to his left, and on counter hit, as you could predict, it's a launch. So, you know, nice. This move is very strong. If you disencourage buttons and you want to enforce plus frames, this is your go-to out of Hermit Stance. And this leads to the Hermit Stance back 4. Bow. Very good, obvious high crushing properties here. Can crush some mids, depending on the mid that it is going against. It is, I believe it is, yes, 20 frames fast. It is -13 on block, so it's only -13 on block. It's a homing move, and if you guessed it, with all these properties, the one thing you wouldn't think it would do, it does, is launch on counter hit. So there is that. Back 4. That's what? You what? Go ahead. Okay. Next is next is 2+3, which is this move is more memey than anything, but it calls the dog. 5. It's a 50% chance that Sugar actually attacks the opponent. But when Sugar does attack, we'll see how long it takes me to get the bow. Okay, yes. So it's a low, leaves you +28. I'm pretty sure you get a combo after this, but I never looked into what that combo might be. I'm sure if you look it up, you could find one. But I mean, Sugar does attack regardless of whether Leroy gets hit, as long as he calls her out. If he says, if you hear this call out, even if you get hit, Sugar's coming. I was playing on stream a couple days, and I called Sugar. I got punched in my face, and Sugar came and clipped their ankles. So that was funny. But it's just something I just feel it was worth noting because it's a funny move. It's a funny move. I like it. Okay, so moving into now more strings. Forward 2, 3, 4. Boom. So goes into Hermit Stance. Forward 2, 3, 4. This is delayable. This is a delayable string all the way through. Every single button is delayable. The first move is a homing. The first move is homing. Forward 2 is homing. On second hit, the second hit counter hits, it guarantees the third. So bang, and then I believe the fourth hit knocks down on counter hit. Oh, sorry, that has some good range. A lot of his buttons have really good range, so it's hard to. Oops. Okay. Look how. First off, can we talk about how far I had to go to get that to whiff? But yeah, so you get a knockdown on counter hit in a Hermit Stance. Pretty much, if you get the knockdown, you're not gonna really stay in Hermit Stance because you want to keep pressure. But if they do block this, you are only -6, and you are in Hermit Stance. And there's some pretty good options for if you are in Hermit at minus frames that you can use to discourage them punishing you actually, or trying to take their turn back. We'll get into that a little bit later though. We have now forward 4-4. Forward 4-4 is a natural combo. Knockdown on normal hit. Really good range. Really good range. There we go. About 2.5 distance. Wall splats, obviously. Really solid. I believe this is a screw for him. Yes. Okay, so it says screw. This is just a really good poke. Even if you want to just use forward 4 as just like kind of a mid-range check, this is also a really good. This is still solid for that too, because I believe it is only -9, and the other button, right, is -6. 444 is only -6, but it is a high, so it's a duckable high. Duckable high. Also to be known, I don't believe I talked about this. 2-1 for Hermit Stance 2-1 is a non-jailing high string. If you guys don't know what non-jailing high string is, it means that after you block this first hit, you're allowed to duck the second one with no delay. So you can punish this. You can punish that. I'm sorry, I read it in my notes and I forgot to bring it up beforehand, so I wanted to make sure I got it out there. The next one is this down forward 1-1. Down forward 1-1. He's got a really good down forward 1-1. I believe it's only -1 on block. A lot of down forward ones with follow-ups are like -5. So this is obviously very strong. 13 comes out 13 frames fast, and it leaves you +5 on hit. The whole string leaves you +5 on hit. That's pretty much it. You know, it's just your down forward ones, your mid check goes into good strings if you confirm it. This leads me next into his down forward 1-4. Down forward 1-4, which leaves him into Hermit at +6. Still a natural combo. This is pretty much the significance of this. That it's a 13 frame into your Hermit Stance mix up, which is really solid. And you'll be hitting this a lot. So this is your 13 frame punish. Next, we're gonna go into his 15 frame launcher, which is his down forward 2 1+2. Boom. Launch on natural hit. Launch on normal hit does 22 damage. Pretty decent range on it as well. As with Leroy, a lot of stuff pretty decent range. I think this only hits around the 2 range though, which is fine. -18 on block. Yes, -18 on block. So it's very much punishable. But other than that, it's just a really strong launcher. I think it looks cool. It's a cool looking launcher. It's a really cool character. It's very strong. And yeah, this is pretty much all there is to say about this. It's just your normal, typical down forward one. It launches. Now going into his down forward 4. This is essentially the down forward 1-4 string, just with the 4, and it goes in a Hermit. 13 frames, mid poke. You're safe on block, and you have a mix up. Now his down forward 1+2, power crush. Ooh, get off me. Power crush, power crush, power crush. Knocked down a normal hit. And the reason I said power crush 3 times is because it power crushes and it wall bounces. Yes. So power crushing wall bounce comes out in 24 frames. It'll catch people at the wall, especially because it has armor. And it is, I believe, -14. Yes, -14 on block. So it's punishable on block. If you see Leroy hit this and you block it, take your turn back. So, moving next into down 1-4. Down 1-4 is basically it's a dig jab into 1-4 essentially. So if you pop this down 1-4, it's a natural combo on counter hit. So if you retaliate out of someone else's pressure with a down 1, you can finish that into this, which is really this is a lot like stronger option than a lot of people give it credit for, I believe. Because in the nature of the game, you're going to be poking out of a lot of pressure, or if you try and call something out. This is not it's not hit confirmable though, so you just kind of have to finish it. But even if you do get it blocked, right, you're only -9, so you're not even really punishable. You got to sidestep out of it and all that stuff too. So next is down 3-2. Down 3-2. This is basically Hwoarang's, if you've heard about this a lot, this is basically Hwoarang's down 3-4, but like 10 times better. Does 4 more damage, 1 frame faster. Leaves him in a Hermit stance, a little bit less of an advantage, but nobody's pressing buttons against this stance anyway because of all the counter hit options he has out of it. But this is integral to his poke game. This right here into his stance. It is a mid high, or is a low high. All right, it's natural combo, normal hit, doesn't need any counter hits or anything. Puts you in the stance right in front of their face, plus frames. Really good string. One of his best, probably one of his best strings, if not the best string he has. And it is also safe on block, but it is a high, so if you block the low, you're probably gonna duck the high, essentially. Which is nice. 16 frames. His down 1+2. This button is so jacked up. This button is so messed up. So you see it, neutral on block, forces recovery and crouch. So after you block this button, it's not even your, and it has really good range. Very good range. Very good range. It only misses at the 3 range, pretty much. That's it. But if it hit a 3 range, like, I think if Leroy could make it to either 3 range, he would. And on top of this, it's a natural, it's normal, does a pretty good chunk of damage, does 21 damage. And, you guessed it, launches on counter hit. Yes, launches on counter hit. So this button is pretty messed up. There's not a lot of characters that actually have a lot to do anything against this. You just kind of have to, sometimes it feels like when you're playing in certain matches, they just kind of have to take this. They have to hold this. So it's a pretty messed up button. This is one of his best buttons. This is abusable, actually, in a lot of different scenarios. Really good. Really good. So now his down back 3 1+2. This is his hell sweep. Does 32 damage. It's fast. If you don't finish it, it's -9. But like, if you're gonna do the hell sweep, you're gonna do the hell sweep. Bang. This move is actually I haven't been setting it up so you guys can see the side steps up, but this move is pretty much it's damn near homing. This is a damn near homing move. You can't step this. You can't step this. This and into when we start getting into his back 4, which is pretty much the next button we're going over. This is a 50-50, and this is an unreactable 50-50. There's no, you can't backstep it. You can't step it to the left or to the right. You pretty much just gotta guess, and it's pretty messed up. This hell sweep's messed up. But that will lead us into the also obviously it's a hell sweep. If you block it low, it's -26, so it's stagger low, punishable by the whole cast. Now, moving into the next one, the infamous back 4. This is the same as pretty much Heihachi's back 4, but of course it comes out faster, gives you better. Heihachi's back 4 knocks you down on hit. This puts you at +11. So it screws. This wall splats. Comes out in 17 frames, so there's no difference between telling whether you're getting hell swept or back forward. This is the 50-50. This is the 50-50. You're either getting back forward or you're getting hell swept. This is pretty messed up. This is pretty messed up. No properties on counter hit, just leaves you plus. But I don't think it needs properties on counter hit with everything else we went over with this bonkers character. Next, we're going into his back 1. This is the Feng Wei talk to the hand. I call it the shut your mouth, because when it counter hits, he blows out your kneecaps. That's what you get for talking trash. This does 50 damage. That's a lot for taking a back 1, and it's safe on block. It's -6. Gotta just do it. Down for 1, boom. You know, it's just you know, it's Leroy privilege. Very strong, very strong. It hurts. It'll sneak you a kill. You can push it in whenever, pretty much basically whenever you want to, and because it's safe, you can kind of just throw it out. Just be careful, as it is a hide. It is duckable. His back 3. This is 18 frames. It screws on normal hit. It low crushes as well, but if they're using a low, it's more often than not that it's gonna crush the high portion of this move. But in the event that it doesn't, you know, it launches and it leads into a pretty decent combo. I don't have my Leroy combos up to snuff, you know, so. But yeah, this character does a lot. This character has a lot going his way. He does a lot of damage. And I think, you know, he's just a scary man. This is a scary old man, man. If this was my grandpa, I would be terrified. But yes. Moving on to this. Moving on to the next. Up forward 1. This is a parry. This is a parry. I will actually set the computer up to... Oh, that's not it. We're going to set him up to respond with an attack. So you guys can see what I'm talking about here. This has pretty decent parry frames. Am I gonna get this? I'm not gonna get this. Let me see it. Ugh. Damn it. Yep, there we go. So it does have parry, and after the parry, you get a free follow-up. That leaves you +7. But yes, this is one of the many. He has a couple parries. Boom, boom, and it'll auto parry afterwards. If you guys, if I turn on my command list, I only press this button up or once, so I don't press it again. It just parried the rest on its own. So that's very cool. This character's probably got one of the best parries in the game. I think I have seen it written that this character is the best parry in Tekken history. Totally possible. I totally believe it. But yes, so this is a parry. It hits. There's a hit that comes out afterwards. I believe this hit is also safe on block. Yes. It is a high though, so of course it's duckable, but it comes out pretty fast, so not a lot of chance they're gonna duck that unless they're already ducking. This leads into the up forward 4, which is the infamous orbital heal, notified by, worn by the greats like Brian Fury, Ling Xiaoyu. But this one's special, right? And I brought up Brian Fury and Ling, specifically because Leroy's is like literally if both Ling and Brian's orbital heal had a baby, and that baby was LeBron James. This thing hits faster than Brian's, so it hits at the same speed as Ling's, okay, but has the property of Brian's. It crushes a lot. It avoids. There's some cases where it'll avoid jabs actually, it doesn't need a counter hit. Ling's orbital heal only it launches on counter hit. Leroy's launches on normal hit because it's Leroy. And why not? So this button is very much thrown out, and also plus it's only -3. And what this means is that if we turn on our handy dandy recording again, if this Leroy happens to orbital heal and dip, I block the orbital heal. Jab. Ooh, I didn't time that out right. Hey, there we go. He can sidestep. I actually think the right is Leroy's strong side, so I should have stepped the other way. But yes, you see the point. You see the point. If they orbital heal and then slide themselves, step, that's avoiding. That's avoiding. So he has enough time to sidestep because of the safety of it on block. So this is not a bad move to just throw out. This down forward 1 or down 1+2, really good buttons to just kind of put out there. This next will lead into the forward 2 natural hitting launcher with really good range. This is a very good this is a very good whiff punish. This is your punish for if Kuma or Heihachi to forward 2, your death fist punish, all that. And yeah, this button hurts. The combo hurts. Like it's something special. It's something special. I wasn't even doing the optimal variant either. Oh jeez. Yeah, the character hurts, man. Character hurts, and that launcher itself does, I believe, 28. So yes, so you're taking a grip from the launcher, and then you're taking the rest from the combo. The second hit is the launcher, by the way. I believe this comes out in what, 14 frames. 14 frames, and then it is only -13 on block. -13 on block. So there's that. This leads us next into forward 4-2. this is very range. If range is just like forward forward 2, it's a forward forward input, so it's gonna have a little bit extra space on it. Knockdown. And this is natural combo. And this can give you high wall spots on the wall. I believe this is good use as a poke. This is great use as a poke. It's safe on block. Or no, it's minus 14. Oh, my bad. Sorry, I didn't have that written down. This is minus 14 on block, but the kick is only minus 4. And if you hold it, it goes into hermit stance. So forward 4-2. If you're using it as a poke, forward 4 puts you in a hermit. Or forward 4. I apologize. That puts you in a hermit. Very strong. Very strong. This character's got a lot going for him. We're almost done here. We're going to move into his wall standing punishment now. This is going to put us into wall standing 1-4. Boom, boom. Wall standing 1-4 puts you into hermit stance. This is your 13 frame wall standing punish. Not much to say about that. You guys know about hermit stance already. Strong stance. One of the best stances in the game. Yes. Next is wall standing 2. This is it's a sick looking launcher, but it's his 15 frame wall standing punish. Bow. It hurts. It does 25 damage. Like it does Leroy damage. It does a lot. It hurts. And it is both of these are safe on block, by the way. That's only minus 6. I believe actually I think this one might be yes, so it's minus 14. This is minus 14. Yes. Next we have full crouch down forward 4-1. Yes, this is a launcher. If down forward 4 hits on counter hit, they are launched. This is pretty much your full crouch. This is your full crouch low, essentially. There's not much to say about this one. This is the first hit is minus 13. The second hit is minus 12. Or no, other way around. I apologize. The first hit is minus 12. Oh, they're both minus 13. Okay. So they're both minus 13. They're both punishable. Next. Oh, I don't believe I talked about this one. This down to 4. Yes. This is a 15 frame low. This high crushes a lot. I wanted to make sure I talk about this button too. I didn't have this one written down in my notes, but this is good. I believe if it counter hits, you get to get the 4 as well. Yes, and then if 4 counter hits, which I don't know why the hell they'd be pressing buttons, but if they did, that knocks down. So this is also another good part of his low poke game. Like I said, very strong. This could get you into the full crouch down forward 4 as well. If you're trying to catch somebody off guard, yeah. That is pretty much that is it for the full crouch. And then this is the last button we're gonna talk about, which is his sidestep 4. His sidestep 4 really good, leaves you +4 if you sidestep something and it evades. If it counter hits, it's plus, I believe, 12. Yes, so plus 12, which means you get anything 12 frames or less. Now a lot of people, when they were experimenting with this move, I see a lot, they go sidestep 4 into 2-2. But my personal opinion is if you take less damage, but you go sidestep 4 into 1-2-4, that's guaranteed. And you get sidestep 4, so you get plus 12, boom, into hermit mix-ups, which is very, I think that's really strong, very much so. And I don't know. This character's got a lot. Also, another thing, the parry can be manually went into by doing back 2. So, oops. I believe this is worth bringing up. This is you manually enter the parry with back 2, and you only need one input. You only need one input to get the whole parry off. So I'm only pressing this button once, unless I don't press the button. Oops. There we go. Then you get your guaranteed follow up. If you parry a button with enough end lag, you can back 3 afterwards to launch. Another thing is when I was talking about having options out of the hermit stance to dissuade pressing buttons, if you 1-2-4, you could actually parry out of hermit. So if I am in hermit stance, boom. So it provides just another layer of safety to this already incredible stance. This extremely offensive stance has another layer of safety. Boom, boom, bow. And then you're taking a Leroy combo, and then, yeah. So that's another strong. He has a low, actually. He has a low option out of it as well. But I don't actually know what the low parry option is, because it parries lows, which is obviously very good. But yeah, and it leaves you with some guaranteed follow-ups. I apologize. I should have looked into that beforehand, but I did not. I was basically just trying to give you guys the bare essentials on the character. I hope this is helpful to you guys. I plan on doing this video with more characters. I believe that Kazuya will be next, and then Lucky Chloe after that. I will start taking suggestions for which characters you guys want to see after I finish doing the characters on my list. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me with Leroy. I hope you guys have, well, if you guys are playing the character, I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you guys are enjoying the Tekken update. I believe it is great, and I'm hoping to use this series to try and help some people out with learning matchups and, you know, trying to do the labbing that you know you don't want to do yourself. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate you guys, and I will catch you guys later.